Real quick, I just have to say that that's the giggle of knowing you're in the doghouse.
Welcome everybody thank you for starting our call like that, Megan. I love it. Welcome everybody to the Wednesday, February 1st Team Next Generation team call. I appreciate you guys all being here tonight. I appreciate that incredible opening on Megan's part since Deanna has already thrown me on the bus, which most of you will not see in the recording, so oh well, you won't know what we're talking about. But anyway, so tonight there's some of you have already gone through kind of what we're going to talk about tonight, kind of a similar call, but I wanted some of the newer people, some newer folks around the team I wanted to walk through it with them as well, and I wanted to put it to more of a visualization, more of a story, so it really, I think, can kind of hit home a little bit more to you. But before we get started, Deanna had some housekeeping she wanted to do, so I'm going to let her start by jumping in there, and then we'll get rolling. What's going on, babe?
Okay, so first of all, you guys know that we went to the leadership retreat this past week, and it was amazing. Each morning we worked out together, and then we had kind of like a little mastermind group, and we would talk about different things like how to help our challengers more, how to help our coaches more, different ways to kind of share our story on social media and stuff like that. So over the next couple of weeks, we'll be sharing kind of little tips and tricks that we've learned along the way that you can choose to implement into your business, that are just really simple to, just keep being genuine, being you, being real, and sharing your journey. Another thing I wanted to say, and every single one of you have the opportunity to win amazing trips like these. And on Valentine's Day, they will be announcing a leadership retreat that will be happening next January. So be sure that you stay tuned for that. But it's something that every single person here can achieve. The only setback, or the only thing holding you back, is you and your belief if you can do it or not. I remember when Justin and I first signed up as coaches, we were kind of in and out, right? We were like, we might want to do this, we might not want to do this. Okay, I think we'll do this a little bit. And then they had a retreat where they had us all go to Bend. We got photo shoots. We felt like movie stars. We got massages. We got to spend a day with Autumn Calabrese, just picking her brain. And I'm like, I got to be there, right? So I was just doing kind of the minimum of what I thought, is what a coach did, right? And seeing these goals seem so far off. Like, I can't do that. I'm not special. I don't have anything special to offer. But there was once that they're like, no, here's all you have to do, and you can earn this amazing, amazing trip with amazing, amazing people. Then I gunned for it. And I'm like, the only thing that held me back at that point was me and my belief, or my inability to believe that I was capable of that. Once I took that away, then skies was the limit. It was amazing. So I just want to encourage you guys to just really believe in yourself. And yes, there's going to be tough times, just like in life, right? There's always tough times. But if you just keep going, have a can-do attitude, and you believe in yourself, you can absolutely achieve anything. Team Cup. So I think almost all of you guys, I believe, are on Team Cup. Great job, guys. And Team Cup, I know to some people, especially, oh my gosh, I'm so flipping excited that Justin, of course we're doing it together, but Justin has a team of brand spanking new coaches. And that is flipping exciting to me, because it's amazing, because you've got that passion and you've got that energy and you don't know what you're doing. And that's kind of cool, right? And so you have other people that don't know what they're doing, but we're all going to learn together, and we're just going to share our passion and what we found has worked for us. And we're going to share that with other people. And so I think that, Team Cup is all really about, like, it's a challenge, if you will, but really it's about having fun, and it's really encouraging one another and coming together as a group and a team to support one another, to support our challengers, and really to support the mission that we have. Next thing, Coach Bingo. So last month I had a Coach Bingo thing. So for everybody that had qualified, got their little Coach Bingo, I would like you to post that on the team page. So a picture of your bingo, what you hit. I would also like you to comment with what prize you want. So you're a badass little button in the little book, or the audiobook of a Girl Boss. I think that's what it was. I don't know. It's at the top of the thing. And then make sure that you tag me in it, because sometimes I won't see everything and I'll forget it. So make sure you tag me in it so then I can write it down and get you your gift. So make sure you stay tuned around Valentine's Day. That's probably going to be announced in Team Rock Hard Body's training group. If you've not been added to that group, make sure that you let us know so we can add you to it. So for the newer coaches, I probably just added you to it's called Team Rock Hard Body Training. And what that is it's our larger team, and it's really a training page for the daily actions that we do as coaches. So one day we're going to talk about what it looks like to invite people and what that might look like. We might talk about sharing our journey on social media. It might be talking about objections, because we've all had them, right? So it's a really great resource to check in once a day just to kind of see what's going on, but that's probably where they're going to be announcing the awesome retreat. Lastly, on the way, I feel like I'm losing my voice. On the way home today, I actually listened to the National Wake Up Call. For new coaches, every single week, Beachbody does a wake-up call with a top coach, and they will share what they've been doing in their business, and they'll usually have a focus. And there was James Fitzpatrick, which is one of the top 10 coaches for this year from Canada. An amazing call. Like he said he said a lot of like really great nuggets, but one of the things he said that I'm like, gosh, I really need to start implementing that is give your coaches and your challengers permission to be overwhelmed. Because I think so much we're like, okay, it's so simple. You're just here it is. Here's all the information. But when it's new, it's overwhelming to all of us, right? So, those color-coded containers, yeah, they're simple, but there's a process. And so you might get overwhelmed going, I only get to eat one of these a day? Like what? No, so just say, it might be overwhelming at first because it's new, but we're in this together, and it's going to get easier, and you're going to it's going to click, and you're going to say, this is awesome. So same with coaching. There's so much information when you're a new coach. Like there's so much information that you can just go, oh my gosh, this is too much, I get overwhelmed. So let them know there's a ton of information out there. So you may get overwhelmed, but let's just keep it really simple. There's certain things that you don't need to even know about yet. There's certain things that, don't really pertain right now. So let's just keep it simple by sharing your journey, inviting, and just being proof the product works, right? So those are kind of my little housekeeping tips for this week.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And I'm actually glad that you went through all that stuff, because guys, this is going to pertain, or it's going to kind of head us directly into what we're talking about tonight. As she said, one of the things that I want you guys to really understand, and some of the more seasoned coaches that are on this team, they've heard me say this probably 1,000 times, but for the newer coaches and anybody that hasn't heard me say it, I want you guys to really truly understand that you are absolutely, what you're doing, and you as a person, you're absolutely extraordinary. And the reason I say that isn't just because I'm trying to, fluff you guys up, but I want you to really realize that everything that we do on a day-to-day basis, we're literally trying to make ourselves comfortable. Our bodies want to be comfortable. So when we decided to start doing a program, we decided to start changing our lives and the way we eat, the way we exercise, that is going against what our body naturally wants to do. That's going against what everything in our world is trying to do, which is to keep us comfortable in where we're at, right? It wants to stay consistent and just keep in that same movement. So anytime we change, that is a very difficult process to go through. And so for the new coaches out there that are stepping up and deciding, I want to take what I've done so far in this past challenge group or 2 challenge groups or however long you've been working out with the programs, and I want to pay that forward, that's a very extraordinary step. That is something that a lot of people don't have the guts to do. Stepping into a new program, a lot of people don't have the guts to do that. It takes guts, takes courage, and it takes a major mental step for you guys to do it. So I want you to understand, and I don't want you to take it lightly, that you are truly extraordinary in what you're doing. Those new coaches, and any coach on this team that's jumping into the Team Cup, that's an extraordinary move. That really is saying, like, look, I want to try to change some lives. And I think that's a huge thing. We've got new coaches right now that have never coached a day that are in this team and wanting to do this cup. And we've got coaches that have been coaching for 2 years or close to 2 years that aren't doing it, right? That don't have the, I don't want to say the guts, but don't have, the guts right now to step in and put themselves in that environment. And I want you to not think that that's to say that this is a stressful environment. It is just about having fun and having a good time. But there's a lot of people that don't have the guts to do it or don't want to step uncomfortable just because it's different to them. It's just different than what they've been doing, and they're not really ready to make that change. So that's huge for everybody that's involved, and I'm really excited for you guys to do it. But tonight I wanted to talk to you really about something that we've talked in the past about, and that's kind of about the 3 different kinds of fuel sources that are going to be necessary for some new people to get even through this next month, and for some of the older coaches to see it as a long-term option, coaching in general, and just really see what it has to offer and really be able to actually realize it. And I've talked about this before, Dion and I have done this talk before, but I really want to kind of tell you guys a story and put it in perspective so you have a better insight as to really being able to understand why we say these things and how they'll pertain to coaching. So the first thing is you got to realize that the number 1 fuel source you're going to walk through, you're going to use while you're coaching, and this month if you're new, just in the Team Cup, is the enthusiasm. It's just the excitement of starting, right? This doesn't just go to coaching or Team Cup. This goes to your new people that you're going to help, their excitement about a program, right? This stuff is exciting. It's fun. Once you've made that decision to make the change, the enthusiasm is there, right? And that enthusiasm is going to be a huge source of energy for you to push past those things that are starting to be uncomfortable for you. But here is the issue. Enthusiasm is really quick to disappear when there's any kind of setback, any kind of concern comes up, anything that, you hear somebody say, you know what, I'm not interested, and you take it personally, right? Those kinds of things, enthusiasm goes out the door, and it's a really quick way to find yourself in a position where you say, you know what, I'm not ready for it. If this is what you're going on, it's the only thing you have to stand on, then you know what, it's just going to be like, okay, I'm over it, because the enthusiasm can run out. It's the idea of, when I feel like it, I'll do this, right? When I feel like it, I'll eat well. When I feel like it, I'll work out. When I feel like it, I'll ask a friend to see if they need some help. When I feel like it, I'll do this, right? It doesn't get us to the end game. To kind of more illustrate this, I want to tell you guys about, has anybody here, raise your hand if you've ever heard of a guy named David Goggins. Has anybody heard that name, David Goggins? Okay. So David Goggins was born to an extremely abusive father. His father beat him and he beat his mom. He wasn't allowed to go to school, rarely. And when he did go to school, he wouldn't be able to change to do anything athletic, because if you did anything where he had to change, you would see his bruises and his scars from being beaten. So he wasn't allowed to do any of that stuff. His dad forced him to go to work with him in his bar pretty much every day. So he barely got to go to school, right? So when he was about 15 years old, he decided that, he was going to have to change something. He's going to have to figure out something. And this was at the exact point where him and his family ended up actually moving. And they moved to somewhere in the Midwest. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was about 15 miles from the Ku Klux Klan headquarters, which really wouldn't be a big issue except for David was black. So the times that he did get to leave the house and did get to go to school, he didn't want to, because he was constantly being either beaten up for being black, being, called a bunch of names, just being, like everything was on him all the time, right? So it was at that time where he figured out, nobody's doing anything for me except for myself. I'm the only one that's going to be able to get myself out of what I'm in right now. It was a lot of just beating him down until he had absolutely no self-esteem whatsoever. So he decided he was going to become something different. He was going to do something different about himself. And he started kind of just talking to the mirror basically and saying, you know what, you're not who they say you are. You're not what they say you are. And he started working on himself mentally. Well, when he graduated, eventually he decided to become he decided to go into the military. And one of the things that he started doing was he started doing things that made him uncomfortable. He would focus on doing things that he didn't like to do. So when he decided to go to the military, he immediately decided, look, I don't like swimming and I don't like jumping out of airplanes. So what am I going to do? I'll become a Navy SEAL, because that's the vast majority of what they do. So he goes to the military, becomes a Navy SEAL, gets into what he calls after a lot of deployments, gets into what he calls a bad situation. This bad situation ended up being a scenario where he lost a lot of his team. So he came home, he took some time off, he couldn't really deal with it mentally, and he decided that he wanted to figure out a way that he could help, since he was not able to go to school. He wasn't able to go to college. He barely graduated just because he wasn't able to actually attend high school in the first place. He decided he wanted to do something where he could raise money so he could give kids that from fallen soldiers, from families where their parents found themselves on financial hardships, he could give them the opportunity to go to college. But the thing about David was, David isn't a guy that is really like a bake sale guy. I'm sure you probably can figure that out. He's a guy that says, look, I want to do something really, really, really like massive. So he literally sat down and he got on the computer, and I kid you not, he Googled hardest things to do in the world. No lie. And what came up, one of the things that came up was the Badwater Marathon, or the Ultra Marathon. Has anybody ever heard of the Badwater Ultra Marathon? Anybody? The Badwater Ultra Marathon is a 100-mile race, and it's in the desert. It's in the middle of the summer. It's over 100 degrees, and you have to run 100 miles. And so he contacts the people that are setting it up, and he says, look, I want to be a part of your ultra marathon. What do I need to do? And they said, well, how many marathons have you ran, or ultra marathons have you ran? He said, I don't know, none. I haven't ran any. And they're like, well, how many marathons have you ran? He's like, 0. And they're like, you can't just enter this race if you've never done a marathon. That's insane. You have to go and do at least 2 other marathons, plus you have to do 100 miles in under 24 hours, or we can't even let you do this race. So he jumped online, and that day, within 2 days, he found a marathon in San Diego. There was an ultra marathon. It was 100 miles. And basically what the goal was, it wasn't 100 miles. It was 24 hours. It was how many miles can you do in that 24-hour period. And his goal was 100 miles. So he decided, all right, I'm going to go do this marathon. And, I'm going to go for it and basically see what happens. The enthusiasm of his idea of wanting to help others, wanting to help raise money for kids, the enthusiasm is what got him to a point where he could figure out what this marathon was all about, contact them, and get them into, and then figure out how he can find another marathon so he can get into a place where he can actually enter the original marathon he wanted to do to raise money, right? It was the enthusiasm, the excitement of what he was doing that got him there. It's not the excitement that put him into the place where he starts running and pushing through all those walls. It was when commitment stepped in that he actually started being able to wrap his head around what he was going to do and run this race. Commitment, guys, is a long-term view. Commitment is what's going to take us in this group in this next month. The commitment is what's going to get us beyond when somebody says no, or when we feel uncomfortable at something, or when time doesn't seem to be working for us because we're all got busy family lives and busy work and all that stuff. Commitment is what's going to be the time where you find your purpose of why you're actually in it this month, or why you're doing coaching long-term. Commitment is going to be what's going to allow you to really understand your why. For those of you that just started literally coaching like yesterday, and you decided, I want to be a part of this Team Cup, right? I think this is the place that I want to go, and I'm excited about helping others. Commitment is when you realize not just that you want to do it, but truly why you want to do it. And I don't mean why because you want to help people. I mean, what is it deep down that actually makes you want to do it? When you decided to start on a program, what was it deep down that actually made you want to do something different? It wasn't, I want to lose 10 pounds or I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, right? That's the smaller why, but there's a deeper, well, why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Why do you want to gain 10 pounds of muscle? How's your life going to change? That's where commitment steps in. That's where that why, that purpose is where you gain commitment. And that why and that purpose is where David gained the commitment to actually step into this marathon. So this marathon that he found was, like I said, it was a dirt track, and it was a 24-hour period, and it's how far can you run in an hour? And I don't know if very many people here are familiar with the Hood to Coast, but the Hood to Coast runs from Mount Hood all the way to the Oregon coast, and it's usually ran in a relay. So as people show up with their vans, and they do this kind of relay, and that's exactly the same kind of scenario that David walked into in this particular marathon in San Diego. Most people there showed up with teams, right? They showed up with all of the people that are going to be any of their support, and they showed up as a relay, right? This happened to be a marathon that was extremely underfunded, so there was absolutely no money for anything. You brought everything yourself, or it wasn't there. If you didn't bring it, it wasn't there. So they didn't have people handing out water, and they didn't have all the stuff that most marathons or ultra marathons might have. He was literally responsible for bringing everything. So when he showed up by himself with a folding chair, a bottle of water, and a box of crackers, legitimately, everybody there looked at him like he was insane. They couldn't figure out what this guy was doing. He's a 260-pound man that legitimately has not ran over 20 minutes in the past 4 years. He's not a runner. He's not built to run. He shouldn't be running. And he sure as hell should not be at an ultra marathon or a 24-hour run by himself when there's no other team with him and everybody else is showing up with relays. They could not figure out why this guy was here. So a lot of people ended up watching him. So David starts running, and I don't know if anybody here has ran a marathon, but if you've ran just a simple marathon, you realize, and I haven't, but this is what I hear, you realize that you're going to hit a wall in that 27 miles, whatever, right? You're going to hit a wall and you have to push through that wall. There's going to be a mental shift that's going to allow you to get through that wall. Well, 100 miles, you're looking at close to 4 marathons back to back. I'm pretty dang sure there's going to be a lot of walls along that time, right, that you're going to have to push through. And that commitment is going to help you a lot of that way. But here's the thing, that where it's not going to help you, where it's not going to be able to be the final fuel source you're going to need, is when stuff really goes wrong. So as David is running, and he's running an incredible feat here, and he's not taking as many breaks because he's got this 24-hour timeline. He's got to get 100 miles in, and he's not a fast runner, so he's got to really utilize this time. By about mile 70, he sits down in his chair, and I kid you not, he literally craps himself, pees himself. He has broken every single small bone in both of his feet. Every single one is completely broken. He is going into kidney failure. He is, I'm going to guess, is about as uncomfortable as anybody could ever be. And he stands up and runs the final marathon, 30 miles, to finish his original goal in under 24 hours to run 100 miles. And I'll tell you now, that was not commitment that got him there. It's not going to be commitment in this next month that's going to get you to the end of the month and still really wanting to help people and push yourself. It's not going to be commitment that's going to stand you in the next 2 years or 3 years as you're a coach and trying to really build this opportunity. It's not going to be commitment alone that's going to do that. The thing that got him beyond the 27-mile or the 70-mile mark, that extra marathon with broken feet and kidney failure, was conviction. And conviction is something that you do not learn. Conviction is something that we get from being around other people who have conviction. The reason I believe, honestly, that David was able to finish this, it wasn't because he was some like incredibly strong person. It wasn't because he was an incredibly strong runner. It wasn't because he had a strong commitment or that he was super athletic. It was because his entire life was spent around people like Navy SEALs. That's all he hung out with. He was around people that had conviction at all times. That's all they were, was a convicted group. There was no option to quit anything. They were about finishing it at all costs. That's it. And that's why I believe he was able to do what he did. It's because he has the conviction to do it. And that's why these calls, that's why Super Saturdays, that's why the team events, that's why all the incredible vacations we go on, that's why all of that stuff is so important to what we do. That's why the groups, the challenge groups that we run are so important, because when you put yourself around people that have that same conviction that you have, that's when you actually have the fuel to finish what you need to do, even when things aren't fun, even when they're super uncomfortable, and even when they're really, really frustrating, which I will tell you guys now, you coaches that have been here for a while, you're fully aware, it's always going to be something in your life is going to be frustrating at some point. Coaching is no different than that. It's incredible, and it's such an amazing opportunity, and it's so much fun, and it's super rewarding. But the fact of the matter is, as large as your goals are, and as much fun as it is, and as much of an opportunity it is, as big as those things are, there will be an equal amount of uncomfort, of concern, and of adversity that comes along with that on your way to achieve those goals and experience on that. That's all going to be there. But as a team, as a group, as our individual Team Cup teams, that's what we're there for, is we're there to build the conviction for each other, to help each other, and to walk each other through those paces. And that's what this team as a whole is about for longer term coaching. So really, the point of this talk tonight is to get everybody on the same page and understand that the Team Cup, coaching in general, it's all very similar. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of fun work, right? It's going to be very simple, but not always easy. And we say that, and I want people to really understand it. It is a very simple thing to do. It isn't always easy because there is, like Deanna was talking about in the very beginning, there is that mental piece to it. And that's the piece that we really need to dial in. It's the mental concern. It's the what if somebody says this? How about the reaction to this? How do I deal with this? It's those things. If we get past those things, if we use that conviction to get past those things and don't rely solely on the enthusiasm or the commitment, if we can get past those and utilize that conviction, that's when we will all succeed 100%. And that's when it'll actually truly be fun, because we're growing as people, we're growing as a team, and we're truly growing the amount of people that we're impacting. So I want you guys, if there's any questions, feel free to ask, but I want you guys to recognize that you were extraordinary when you started doing a program. You're extraordinary when you decided to coach, right? And you're extraordinary for joining a Team Cup team and continuing to coach. So I want you to realize that that is an extraordinary move, and you guys are incredible, and we appreciate that, and we're excited to see what you guys do. There's going to be some ups and downs to it, but it's okay. At the end of the day, it's going to be fun. We just have to realize what we need in those fuels to get pushed past all those things, and we have all those tools here for us, and that's why I'm excited about this month. But my question to you guys now is, who has any questions about anything at all regarding this Team Cup or regarding just coaching in general? Because I really want to open it up so you guys have some free time to talk. Does anybody have any questions? Jessica, Megan, Jen, anybody have any questions in general? It doesn't have to be about what I'm talking about, just in general.
Okay, I have kind of a random one. It says nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Perfect.
Do you, what's everybody doing for PE right now? Because I need something new. I don't want anything too like woo-woo. I want something like.
Wait, what are you asking for?
Personal development.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Like what's something that you guys are listening to or reading right now that is knocking your socks off? Anybody?
Deanna just gave me one. I don't know if I can even say this on here, but you guys might get mad. What's up?
Is it The Art of that one?
Yes.
Okay, I already have that.
Okay.
It's funny. It's okay.
So you know what, babe? Who was it on the cruise? It was actually Jessica. So it was Jessica that's saying that like her personal development right now, literally, where she's saying, she's like, you know what I do for personal development? I do Monday morning wake up calls. I do that, and then I go back through the other ones. And she was like re-listening to them. So that's always one option. That's a great option to begin with. And I know you've already done most of those or listened to those, but just everybody else that's here.
There's probably a few.
What's up?
I said there's probably a few. The other one I thought I was thinking of doing is maybe more of the Shakeology podcast. I start it though, and then I kind of start like fading away into work. You know what I mean? Like if I get a little too chit chatty, I start to like, But anyway, that's probably a good one too.
Absolutely. Elizabeth says that she's enjoying the art of making friendship and making friends and influencing people in the digital age. Oh, that's a good one. Have you read the How to Win Friends and Influence People? It's the original book to that.
Quiet corner.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a good one. What was that, babe?
I was looking at what I'm currently listening to, and so I'm listening to, and I'm still not like. I'm not like 100. It's not my "You're a Badass" book, right? When I'm like, everybody read this. But it's called 3 Simple Steps. And I'm liking it because he talks about like, it's really talking a lot about your mental mindset, like a ton. He starts by sharing his, the story of his mother that had cancer and was like only going to live for 6 months. And she's like, nope, I'm gonna live longer than that, and she wouldn't take what they gave her. And talking about how the mental, your mindset really, really dictates, how you function. And it talks about, and it starts getting a little scientific-y, but not too much, where it's like your prefrontal cortex and your left and, and now it's talking about meditation and, saying men need to meditate this way. Women need to meditate this way because men are like one, we'll think about one thing at a time, whereas women, we're thinking about the clothes and taking a shower, and then what are we going to do? And then this, we're thinking about a lot of things. And so I'm liking it. Sometimes I get weirded out by like people's voices. So, but I would probably recommend that one. Have you read Girl Code?
Yeah.
Okay. I would also
I did a lot of it I did I was like pouring through all the books and like I can't get enough personal development. I drive a lot, so
what I would recommend doing, something that like couple different things. So find one thing that you really loved last year and read it again or listen to it again. The other thing I would say is whatever you find that you're struggling with, whether it's being negative or, not, whatever that struggle is, then focus specifically on something that will help you with that. Because like, I really feel the value in reading a book like 3, 4, 5 times.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I think I might do that with some of the ones I didn't read as much.
YouTube is fantastic as well. That's one thing that Jess said that she's doing too, is because she really, really, really digs Melanie Mitro and her style, because she knows her. And so she's just like, I love how humble she is. I love how like she's very methodical and very detailed and organized, where Jessica is not at all. So she's trying to get more like that. So she does YouTube videos on that as well.
That's a good idea. That's an area that I can get better. Okay, thank you. That was my question.
Absolutely. Does anybody else have any question? And I know it's probably really uncomfortable for any of the new faces on the call, but if you guys have any questions, I promise we don't bite. So don't be scared. Everybody's here to support everybody.
I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
This might take work on your part or their part. Maybe their part. Okay. I want everybody to share with me what program you're doing right now. Like what workout you guys are doing.
Body Beast.
Body Beast.
Okay, are you
Jess?
ready, Jessica?
Yeah, we're about halfway through.
Oh, right on.
And me and Siggy are like besties, right?
I know, I'm so jealous. So Charles and I were dying yesterday about the messages. So first you became friends with him, and then Jen getting messages. So
yeah, he like friended me. I'm just like, whatevs, that's just kind of how I roll.
We're probably going to do it again after we finish it too. We're just like insane about it right now. It's good.
That's
Awesome. Okay. So Tammy said she's doing something. You guys know this does not count. You cannot write it down. I wanting you guys to unmute, and I want you to say it out loud, because that's the scary spot. And that's what we do, is we push ourselves out of our comfort zone. Megan.
I'm doing 22 hard corps, but when I went to do my workout yesterday, my knees were like really hurting, and it's like the tendon above my kneecap. Did you have that issue at all?
No, I had a lot of tightness in my hamstrings. 21 Day Fix Extreme actually gave me more knee pain than that. But
I don't know if it was.
Are you doing the stretches? Are you doing the warm up and the
warm up?
No,
Do
that's
that.
what I was thinking.
That's what it is.
I mean, I do the 22 minutes, and I do the extra core on the end, but I'm not doing the 10
You gotta do the
minutes.
warm up. We were having trouble too.
Yeah, the cold start.
Okay.
Yeah, especially because you're doing the morning workouts, right? So you're just getting up, because that's the workout that I noticed I was the tightest in afterwards, because I never did that cold start, and I'm in my 40-degree garage, like busting it out. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so Justin, do you want to unmute Jody?
Sorry, Jody.
I've been doing core de force.
How do you
Nice.
like it?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
You love it?
I've done boxing, kickboxing stuff in the past, and so I really like that incorporation into it.
Nice. That's good to know. Thank you.
All right. So do you just want me to call out names?
Yep, just go through.
Okay. Jennifer. I already know, but not everybody does.
Body Beast
With your boyfriend?
with my boyfriend.
Oh.
Both of my boyfriends. I have
Awesome.
two.
Easy.
All right, let's go with unmute Lindsay.
Lindsay's like, great.
Now. I've kind of bounced around a lot, but I've been really liking the Insanity.
Insanity. Wow, you're crazy, girl. I love that. I've always been scared of Shaun T's workouts until like I'm doing T25 now, but I've been scared of them for some reason. And we're Insanity certified.
I feel like I'm going to die afterwards, but I feel like I did something really meaningful. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No, you worked hard. If you did Insanity, you worked hard. So well done. That's awesome.
That's right. All right. Somebody just jumped off to like mess up my flow, yo. Okay, Francine. Let's go with Francine.
22-minute hardcore.
Nice.
What week are you on?
3.
3? Is this your first time?
Yes.
How are you liking it?
It's good.
Nice.
It's a lot of work in 22 minutes, huh?
Yes, and the time works perfect for me in the morning.
Awesome. That's great. And Francine, guys, Francine, you are killing it too. I'm so impressed by just like the way you've been taking on coaching and just like diving in and yeah, you're showing up. You're doing an awesome job. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So we got Tammy, even though I know she posted, I'm not even going to look to see what she's doing because she's going to say it out loud.
Oh, here you go, Tammy.
We're doing the 21-day fix again. So
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome.
21-day fix is always a good one.
It really is. And when you go back to it, it's like you've never done it. You're like, man, this is hard.
it is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
Tammy's
get
whole family is killing it in our group right now. All the kids and her husband are participating and posting every day, and it's the coolest. It's so fun.
Yeah, I got all 3 of our kids on it too. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Mike was excited because he's lost 7 pounds. So he's excited. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Darn men, they just lose weight like super fast too. It's not fair. You're like, I've been working out for like 5 months and I lost like 2 pounds, and they're like, oh, I just like ate half of a donut instead of a full donut and I lost like 10 pounds.
Okay. Lie. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. Natalie.
Natalie, what's that?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me on this little thing? Okay. I don't normally talk on the headphones. I'm doing Challenge du Jour, and I love it. I'm liking it because I'm trying all the different programs that I've never tried before, and I'm doing the 21-day fix, I'm doing Autumn's 21-day fix containers. I'm using the container plan, but doing Challenge du Jour. So today was Quarter Force, and but I tried Body Beast. I mean, I'm on week 2.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is that like is it a 4-week program, or does it have like, you don't know?
I don't think it ever ends. I think every week is different. So,
calendar, or is it just whatever pops up that day?
Well, you don't have a calendar. So every morning I get a text message that will say what my workout is for the day. And it's nice because you don't know that. I mean, I don't know the night before, but normally they're between, the yoga days last week was like 15 minutes. It was yoga flow. And then I don't know what tomorrow. Thursdays are yoga days, and it tells you like what type of day it is. So today was core and upper body. So it was quarter force today. And it was MMA speed. So I'm liking it.
Cool.
I was having a really hard time trying to figure out what program I wanted to do now that I have the all access. And so I thought this was kind of fun. Take advantage of it.
That's one thing that's really hard. I mean, it's a blessing. I mean, it's so awesome that we have access to all these amazing programs, but then there's so many amazing programs that you're just like, oh, it's like, going to Baskin Robbins, and you have 31 flavors and you like 20 of them. And you're like,
The good thing is, though, this year we'll be seeing 3 or 4 new programs.
3.
3? At least
is it 4?
I think there's 4.
4?
Oh, okay.
It makes sense every quarter. So 4 new programs that you'll have access, 3 or 4 that you'll have access to immediately if you've got the all access pass. So, and they're usually a month, 2 months, at least long. So it'll be the perfect time. They'll come out with another one. That's what I love about this. But then you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Oh, I got this one. This one's coming up. Okay, good. I'll just do that. But
Great.
Yeah, so we got a good year coming up. All righty. I think Ashley's the last one on the screen right now, right? Ashley, how are you?
Good, yourselves?
Doing really well. So what program are you doing?
So this month I've been working again with 21 Day Fix. I just been trying to increase my weights a little bit now before we get pregnant, so that I can continue on with a heavier set of weights and not advance anymore through the pregnancy with it. However, Natalie, your program that you're doing really sounds interesting, and I'm probably going to message you for more information because I totally want to try that.
Yeah. 21 Day Fix, like I said, is always good, and the daily workouts are really, really they're definitely strong, I think the biggest thing with that particular, like a program like that, is really understanding which nutrition program or which nutrition plan is going to kind of function and work with it, because they're not quite as seamless. So I think the key is getting your nutrition kind of dialed in for those, and understanding like, okay, we need to be following some sort of nutrition plan, and then working those into that daily workout regimen. But it is a way to definitely kind of taste or test all the different workouts. And then usually you would do it for a little while, find which one you like, vary 100% all in on that program, because that's where you're always going to find the best results. But it's a great way to buffet all of them and just kind of walk through and see which one is the best for you.
Have you checked out any of the autumn prenatal workouts?
I personally haven't. One of the girls that I am last pregnancy, she said she really liked them, so I will check them out. I just don't know exactly with core workouts, so I'll definitely be looking into Autumn's maternity line.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great, guys. Is there anything else? Anybody else have any questions or anything they want to share before I cut you guys loose?
Oh, I do want to say something. Sorry. I wrote it down because I was like taking all these notes. Live coach event this Saturday. So if you're a new coach and you're like, I just jumped in and I'm excited, but I really don't know what it all entails, join us. If you have somebody that's interested in maybe learning more about coaching, join us. So we are going to be having a live event happening here in Portland, Saturday at 10 to 10:45 at Eastside Athletic Club. I actually, while we're on the call, I actually posted it into our team page. If you're not local, not a problem. We're actually going to do a Facebook Live inside the event. So be sure that you're inviting people that might be interested, people that you think would be on your dream team that you would love to have in your community. Because truly, that's what it's all about. It's like you're inviting coaches into your family like, hey, do I want to go on vacation with this person? Do I want to hang out with this person? Yeah, those are the coaches that you want to have on your team, because it's truly a community and people that you want to surround yourself with. So be sure that you're inviting. There's no risk, no anything like that. It's just a really fun way to kind of learn about what we do and see if it's for them. Cool. If not, equally as cool. So.
Absolutely. So definitely invite. And it's a great time for people to hear about coaching from different people, right? Like there's some people that I think would make amazing coaches, but for whatever reason, me speaking to them, they're not going to take it the same way as if maybe they heard it from Jessica or Deanna or Natalie or Jennifer, whoever, right? It's like everybody can kind of touch people in a different way. So sometimes, having those people there to kind of answer questions and speak on it a little bit, all the different voices, they'll say something that the person that you were talking to might want to hear or need to hear or whatever it is. So it's a great opportunity. Definitely share those with anybody that you think would benefit from it. Otherwise, I'm going to cut this off now so we don't keep you guys on here all night. But thank you guys so much again for showing up. I appreciate your time so very much. Otherwise, you guys have a great night, and everybody eat well and get ready for Team Cup that's basically starting today. All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye, everybody.